Coin grading. I've just realized I was supposed to do this as a bit of a coin grading reveal video. So whoops, I filmed my intros after my whole video. Anyway, right, you won't see all of them, ignore them. Coin grading, what's it all about? Is it worth doing? Should we consider grading our coins? Because often you can get quite a significant premium uplift on coins that are graded in a perfect 70 grade like this one. But it's not without its pitfalls or its foibles. So in today's video, we hope to share some of my recent grades. You didn't see them at the beginning of the video, but it will be fun to go through them nevertheless. And also talk a little bit about the benefits of grading and whether or not it's worth it, and things that you should think about before sending your own coins in to have graded. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for another Precious Metal Ramble where we have down-to-earth discussions about all things precious and shiny. And I want to talk today about coin grading, the do's, the don'ts, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the pros and cons for having your coins graded to, yes, protect and preserve them, but also move them up the value curve. Because a perfectly graded coin can often get quite a significant premium over an ungraded coin, even outstripping the grading costs entirely. So a little bit of a financial game can be played with coin grading, but it's not without its pitfalls or foibles. So I hope today in this video to be able to share some of my own experiences grading coins generally, but also give you some tips, hints, tricks about things to think about if you want to go and grade some of your coins. Also, we are here to reveal some of the grades of coins that I sent recently, my 2025 and 2026 Proof Sovereign sets. So you can see we've already revealed the grade of this big boy here, this beautiful MS70 matte BU version. So, coin grading, it's a bit of a minefield. What I will say straight off the bat is that there are a lot of potential financial winners in the world of coin grading. A prime one would be the Queen's Piece Completed that I've shown here. Raw coin, I don't even know what a raw coin would go for, £6,000-7,000, but a graded PF70 version of this coin has recently sold for over £12,000. The cost of grading a coin like this, probably between £50 and £150, depending on whether it needs conservation. And I'll talk a bit more about conservation in the future. So you can see that there is a huge potential financial windfall for grading coins and getting them in that perfect grade. That said, it's a lottery and it can be financially quite burdensome. If you grade the wrong coins, if you get the wrong grades, you can be burning a little bit of money and time, and it does take a bit of time to turn these coins around. So definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. You should not grade every coin. Coins grade differently. Different grades will be worth different amounts, and of course different coins will be more beneficial to grade than others. So there's a whole host of different things to think about. Now, that is the MS70 version, and if you want to have the grade reveal for the perfect version, well, I've already said it, haven't I? The PF70 version of the proof one, here it is. So herein is a good way to start. Now, well, actually, before I start that, I will just say one thing about coin grading companies. So there are two main coin grading companies that I would just recommend you would start with and just pretty much stick to, quite frankly. PCGS and NGC. Neither of those companies are sponsoring today's video. I prefer the NGC slabs. I just think they look cleaner and nicer. It's personal preference, really. Some argument is to be had that certain coins benefit more from a PCGS slab over an NGC slab, because if it's a super rare coin that's a super attractive one for certain collectors that have exclusively PCGS coins in their collection, they probably won't want to have an NGC coin that sticks out like a sore thumb. So certain coins in rare circumstances, yes, PCGS might be better, but NGC is the one to go for. Now, you'll see there's two letters here at the beginning of each grade. That's where I want to start, MS and PF. MS basically is for mint state and PF is for proof. Now those two coins represent BU coins, so coins that are not made to proof standard for MS grades, and proof coins get PF grades. So that's the main difference, but a 70, it's a scale of 70. I think it technically goes down to 1, I want to say. But I can't remember if it does go all the way down to 1. 1 would basically just be a completely worn coin. But there it goes from 1 to 70, and the better the number, the higher the number, the better. 70 is the best that you can hope for. And that basically means that under a certain level of magnification, I want to say it's either 5 or 10x magnification, these coins are indistinguishably perfect. They don't have blemishes, they don't have scratches, they don't have dings, they don't have any imperfections in the dies. They are, for all intents and purposes, perfect. Now that said, I have seen coins that have graded in PF70 to either develop issues like copper spotting on gold or milk spotting on silver after they've been encapsulated. So there is a potential for your coin to change over time in these capsules, which are, they're vacuum sealed, airtight, they're hard wearing, durable. I'm not going to, but you could drop this from a half decent height and it probably not break the coin, certainly not damage the coin. They are good ways to preserve and protect the coins. But they can change over time. And what I will say is if you have a coin, and so here's another little thing. This coin here, it's probably not that noticeable, but it's marginally off center in its alignment, which annoys me as a perfect sort of person of my OCD is really annoyed by that. But it's very difficult for them to get it exactly pitch perfect, and of course the coin is then encapsulated in there without damaging. But for example, if I had to choose between two exact coins and one was perfectly aligned and the other was not, I'd probably go for the perfectly aligned one. So not all graded coins are absolutely perfectly equal, but those two are fantastic. We are very proudly sponsored by Trusty Metrics, who are the UK's exclusive supplier of the Sigma precious metal testing machines. They are fantastic bits of kit, worth their weight in gold, in my opinion. They've helped me grow my business and my stack and have that peace of mind that all the gold and silver that I own and that I buy is indeed real gold and silver. Something that if you're a business is imperative, but if you're a stacker, that peace of mind, as I said, is worth its weight in gold. Now, Trusty Metrics are a fantastic organization, a small family-run business that provides customer service second to none. And I have first-hand experience of getting their technical help and expertise when I've been trying to test big chunky bars of silver like this, or just getting to grips with how the machines run. They are always there. I mean, they've been fantastic for me, even on weekends, to get prompt answers for just simple queries. They are a non-pushy organisation and they have and continue to work with businesses and investors to make sure that the machines that they get are right for them. So if you're interested, you can go and see their website with the full range of machines that they have on offer. And if you're interested, reach out to them and tell them that Backyard Bullion sent you their way. Thank you once again to Trusty Metrics for sponsoring our channel. And now back on with our precious metal ramble. On our little adventure of what I had graded, we can see the PF70 2 sovereign piece. So you can grade all different sizes of coins. And for me, these kind of coins are the perfect contenders for grading. As I said, not all coins are made equal for grading. And in terms of MS versus PF, what I would say is probably best to steer clear of grading bullion coins. Like looking for an MS70 coin in a bullion issue, it's going to be 1 in 1,000 sometimes. And the financial benefits of that is really low. And often actually you'll see a lot of the time like MS68, MS69 bullion coins that are basically graded en masse by these rather shady companies that then go and upsell. Next coin grade is another 70. We've got a good clean sweep here going on this beautiful 2025 set. But a lot of these unscrupulous companies will grade, they'll take a monster box of a bunch of coins, they'll grade them all, they might get a couple of 70s which they'll sell for a premium, and then they'll have the 68s, 69s, and they'll basically just sell those out at 2 times the issue price to people who don't know better, because they think they're trying to sell something that's more than it is. And that can be sometimes the pitfall with coin grading as well, because if a coin, well, we're talking about perfect grades here, but if a coin is a perfect grade, it's a really great example of the coin, but it's a premium example. It's not going to be for everybody. You're not targeting the mass markets for these coins. You're targeting collectors, ultimately. If it's a PF70, you're targeting somebody who wants to have the perfect grade. Now, if we talk about coins which are off-center, this one really annoyed me. It's really wonky from NGC there. And that's even potentially worthy of me sending in for re-slabbing at some point, because that just, I don't know whether that's come loose in transit. Tends to be that these coins are quite well secured in these houses and not usually movable in transit, but just a little bit frustrating about that. But a PF70 grade nonetheless, so very happy with the result of that grade. But still, my point remains that not all coins should be graded, and MS coins, BU coins, probably not worth doing. But also, not all proof coins are worth doing. I said that the proof sovereign sets here that I've been showing, and look, we have that back to the entire clean sweep of that. I'm just going to put those to one side so we don't reveal the grades of those whilst we get these out to showcase them. Not all proof coins are worth grading, that is for sure. Some proof coins will be more desirable, and what I have always said for my own collection is if I'm going to be grading certain coins to sort of have as that value curve thing rather than a preservation situation, I would want to make sure that the coin is going to be popular. Sovereigns are always popular. Proof coins that are different, so proof sovereigns that are different, like this kind of set, definitely worth looking to grade. And that's backed up with some of the recent results of coin grading. But having said that, not all coins do as well, and it is a bit of a lottery. And often there's a window for which you can get the best value out of those coins. And this coin that I'm going to show you next in this perfect grade is a prime example. This is the PF70 reverse proof sovereign from 2026. Now, one of these sold at auction recently for £2,500. They were also selling for around about £2,000 raw before the first ones got graded and were sold. The latest one only got about 2,100, I want to say, at auction. Of course, there's auction fees to take from there. So there is always a window with these kind of things as well. And part of the problem with coin grading is that it takes a bit of time to do. You have to send the coins off. They have quite a long journey to go from if you're in the UK. In the UK, for NGC, you send them into the London office, then they go all the way to Florida, they get graded, they get looked at. That process takes often 30 days, a bit more maybe, transit back. So, you know, there are issues there. Wow, nearly dropped it. It wouldn't be a Backyard Bullion video without dropping a coin, but I have lightning reflexes. But anyway, whew, God, my heart's going now. But it's graded, so that's another little benefit of not being able to drop it. Right, let's go through the rest of the coins for the 2026 Yellow Gold Sovereign. We've got a PF70. But still, the time it takes for them to be graded can be a burden thing. But for me, the long-term benefit of this outweighs the short-term issues, because graded coins are really good for other reasons as well. In fact, let's put this one over there and that one there. That makes a nice little frame for it, and then we'll go through the rest of these coins and put them on top of their counterparts. So graded coins are authenticated. That's one of the main attractions for me. If I ever come to look to sell these coins, I'll know that the coin that I'm selling is a good coin. It's graded in a certain grade. PF70s, perfect, great. That means when I sell it to Joe Blogs on the internet, they will know what they're getting. I will know that they are getting what I say they are getting. It's not going to be damaged in transit. Or if they get it and it's different and somebody swapped it out in the postal services, I don't know if that is likely to happen these days, but I mean, it's not impossible. Or for example, if the person at the other end bought an ungraded proof coin from me and they got it, they swapped it out for one of theirs that had a little bit of damage on it, and then they said, look, you sold it and it has damage on it. I can go back and categorically say, how about no? Because look, this is a graded coin. You knew what you were buying and here it is. So that has a real benefit for me that outstrips a lot perhaps of the financial side of things. That preservation, that protection is really important for myself. But at the same time, you are limiting your ability to sell these coins easily. Now, for me, that's not necessarily a massive problem because, well, I'm blessed to have a social media sort of channel, social media kind of ecosystem whereby I can sell coins like this a lot easier than Joe Blogs without any kind of social media. Also, I have it in my mind that at some point in the future, when I'm no longer Backyard Bullion on YouTube and I want to release a lot of the money that's in this, I'll be consigning a lot of these coins to auction, because that's probably the way you're going to get your best money for these. It's not necessarily with Joe Blogs on the Silver Forum or on social media. It is going to be his a little bit less than perfect, the PF69. I was so bummed about this because I had such a clean sweep of all the coins, but I just missed out on the PF70 on this one, which is a shame. So it does now say to me that maybe I should go and get a PF70 to complete that set. That's going to be expensive. But at the same time, I've got this. Now, I want to talk a little bit about 69s here as well. And no, that sounded awful. I want to talk about PF69 grades. So the 69 grades often is referred to as the kind of kiss of death. It's basically often worse than a raw coin, because certainly in a proof coin, modern proof coin, you're really not going to get much less than a 69. If you get 68, you're very unlucky. If you get less than 68, I think you're within your rights to go back to the mint and say, hey, that was just really, really crap. Can I have a new coin, please? Because they're not guaranteed, but they're supposed to guarantee 68 or above. But a 69 is often a kiss of death because it means that coin is not perfect. So you don't get that full premium release on the PF70 versions. Sometimes some people will regrade PF69s hoping that it gets back up to a 70 with perhaps conservation. So yeah, there are a lot of issues sometimes when it comes to 69 grades. But for me, it's still about that preservation, about that collection, and it looks great in the slabs for me. Last but not least, the MS version, the matte version of the 5 sovereign piece. So we've got here an almost clean sweep of these coins with the beautiful, beautiful new sovereign releases. So really happy with my grading experience. There's a whole host more I could talk about. Oh, we're not even all on camera. There's a whole host I could talk about coin grading. And I have other coins that I want to share my grading results of in due course. So I would love for you to tell me down in the comment section, do you want to see more videos about coin grading? Do you want me to first of all, go through some more of the coin results that I've had recently for other coins? Do I just talk about some of because there's so much to talk about and I can't just condense it all here into like a 15-minute video. You know, I've given, I think, a broad overview, and there are some goods that come from coin grading, but there are some things to think about as well. So let me know down in the comment section if you would like to hear more about that. For the cool kids, we've got to go clean sweep were it but for that 69 graded pesky sovereign. It's a bit of a long-winded one, but there you go. Put that down in the comment section and you'll be in with a chance to win a Silver Britannia. Otherwise, that's it from me. We'll see you on the next video. Let me know your thoughts on coin grading, and if you want me to talk about it more in the future, we'll see you on the next video. As always, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.